Video that I uploaded on this channel was 4 months ago. A lot has happened and there's a lot to update you on. I have literally tried so hard to come back online. Every couple of weeks I would be thinking about it, but it has just been really hard. And I want to share a personal story of what has been happening in my personal life. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I know that a lot of you found me for my inspirational or motivation videos. And I think when that happens, it's so easy to think that like my life is perfect. I have no problem and I have it easier than everyone else. And not just me, that's probably the same way that you think about other influencers or motivational speakers that you look up to online. The truth of the matter is, we all go through similar things. We all have hardships in life. You don't want them to. I know that most of you found me from my moving vlog, where I moved from London, UK to Florida to run a small business. And I moved with my husband, and it was meant to be a good start for us, a
Uh-oh.
great start for my
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can already try to tell. This seems like it's probably a little bit spicier.
career, good start of our new life in a new country. It was supposed to be something positive, but as you can see, I no longer have a ring on my finger. Yeah.
First of all, let's say this. I listen, guys, listen. Before she get into her business, before she starts saying, because she's saying her life fell apart, she started over at 40. Slimmy says she ain't got no yams flatback. That's all right. We like flatbacks. I'm cool with flatbacks. I like all of that, right? Here's the thing. It does not matter how fine you are. Y'all looking at her because she pretty as hell and she's well put together and it looks like she got herself together before she recorded this video. And shout out to her. Let me give her a little bit of credit. What's the name of this channel? Reinventing Poppy is her name. All right, Reinventing Poppy. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a bunch of people inside of her comments saying, I understand you completely, all of this other type of stuff. All right, cool. But y'all look at her and she pretty and she got it, you know what I'm saying? She aesthetically pleasing and all of that stuff. She is pretty. She is absolutely pretty. Y'all looking at her because people gonna get boxolitis. Everybody gonna I ain't never seen this. I'm looking at this in real time. People gonna get boxolitis. And so they assume that just because you're pretty or just because all of that stuff, that means that your life is going to be good or some other guy. Yeah, of course it's gonna be some other guy that simp out for her. It's gonna be some other guy that get into a relationship with her or something like that because you know whatever. But the reality is that everybody go through stuff. And I don't think that any guy should stick around in any situation. And I don't know whose fault it is or not. I don't think that anybody should stick around in any situation, especially if you don't have kids or if your kids is grown that don't serve you. Y'all harsh. Y'all are harsh. Good God. Y'all are a rough crowd. What else does she want her to do? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Are y'all telling me?
I
Y'all
no
telling me
longer have a ring.
that she not decent looking? Is she not a pretty girl? Because I ain't even just talking about her looks, like per se, like whether or not she has the features. I'm just looking at how she looks like she looks conservative as far as the way that she dressed. Her hair is done. Look like she got herself together. She not looking crazy. I was just looking at it like that. I wasn't even looking at it on some like whether or not she bad or anything like that. Y'all tough. What else is she supposed to do? What else is she supposed to do? She put together, looked like she got in the shower. She got her eyebrows arched and everything. What else was she supposed to do? The fuck? Y'all some tough crowds. Hey, man, listen, y'all must be talking to fucking some of the baddest chicks in the world the way that y'all talking. Y'all must be talking to the baddest chicks in the world the way that y'all talking. Good God. Jesus. Let me get into her story.
On my finger. Yeah. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have got a glimpse of this already because I did post something about it. Not my finest moment, but you know, I'm just a girl and sometimes my emotions takes the best of me. I knew my soon-to-be ex for a very long time. I think I knew him when I was like 22 and now I'm 39. So
17 years?
17 years. We dated back briefly when we were 22. We broke up and then we kind of found each other again. So I've known him for a very long time. But throughout the marriage, one of the things that really put a strain on our relationship was having children, starting a family. We always had, we were having difficult time conceiving naturally. And when we were living in the UK, you could potentially get free fertility treatment from the NHS, which is the National Health Service, I think that's what it's called, for free. And we were trying to get it and somehow we couldn't because...
Why is it a comparison? Why can't everybody just be nice looking in their own right? Why do it have to be, but you had this person on the panel? What difference does it make? Like somebody else could be nice looking or somebody else could be pretty or somebody else can have their own features or something that's dope about them. It's not always a comparison. That's what y'all problem is that comparison is the thief of joy. Just appreciate somebody in whatever state that they're in, and they could be their own individual pretty. I think that most girls have something unique about them. Almost all girls have something unique about them that makes them awesome, that makes them special. And as long as they putting in effort and as long as they doing what they're supposed to do, what else do y'all want from them? Why does everything got to be a comparison?
They said,
I don't look at it like that. Y'all say either or. I say and. I don't say either or. I say and. It's a little different for me. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no either or. Like Pokemon, you catch them all. I don't trade in my cars. I just get more cars. Why trade in a car when you can have two? Why have two when you can have four? Why have four when you can have eight? Why y'all only get one flavor of ice cream, or do you get multiple different flavors? You get them all. You go to the store and be like, I don't know if I want pecan, strawberry. Maybe I want some sorbet. I don't know. Just grab them all. Just throw them all in the basket, and then you pick which one you want whenever it is that you get. Feel like you got a flavor for it, right? Y'all gotta or. I like to say and. Everybody can be dope. Everybody can be get money. Everybody can have a good time. It's not a limit. Is there a limit? No.
our chances are just very low, and basically the government didn't want to spend money on a couple that has a very low chance, I guess. So if you follow my Instagram, you also know that early this year we traveled to Thailand for fertility treatment, which we had to pay for. And we did 2 rounds of IVF, ICSI, but unfortunately we did 2 rounds and they didn't work. We were devastated. I was devastated, let alone all the hormones and stress and everything that went into my body. It was a really, really difficult journey. I had to go through grieving the child that I never had. And at that time, I think this was February 25.
Ain't it crazy how people just have kids willy-nilly that they don't even take care of? And then it seems like the people that are best prepared to actually have kids, they got to go through all of this different stuff and they still may never have a kid or get pregnant. I think that Kids are a blessing. I think it's also a blessing to not have kids. I think that whatever state that you're found in, you should just be appreciative of it. Whatever state that you're found in, be appreciative. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing either way, but life is just like life. Life is whatever you make out of it. So, but it is funny how people, it just seems like that are less deserving, that are monsters when it comes to how it is that they manage their households. And obviously, again, we're not talking about everybody. I think it's funny how those type of people always are the ones that have kids or they have a bunch of kids and they don't even take care of them.
February this year. I thought that was going to be the worst feeling I've ever felt, but turned out I was wrong. And by the way, I am not just going to sit here and talk about all the problems or like the sad things that's happening in my life. I'm at the end of the video, I'm also going to share what I've learned and how I'm planning to move forward, because I think in all of my videos, I suppose I try to, although I'm honest about what's going on, although I'm sharing my personal experiences, at the same time, I try to add something that could be beneficial to someone that's going through the same thing. And
I
this
feel you,
video is no
Darren. I'm
different.
watching it. Listen, Darren.
I'm going to be telling you.
When I react to videos, Darren, when I look at stuff, even when y'all see clips on the Anton Daniels channel, I watch stuff in real time. Like I'm literally watching it for the first time in real time. So I don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I'm just observing, and that's how I'm rocking.
How I'm planning to tell, because I don't want to do like this blame game of whose fault it is. It's something happened, and I don't think I can. When I learned about what has happened, I don't think I can explain this feeling, because it's a feeling that I've never really had before. The best way I could describe was that I was enraged. I was livid. It took me back to the time that I was with my first boyfriend.
No, don't talk about your first boyfriend. A lot of y'all saying, well, she's wearing extensions. Well, what woman don't? I will tell you, most women wear extensions. When did that become a thing? The difference is that it seemed like black women, a lot of times, they get them that don't match their hair or don't match their grade or don't match their color or something like that. Most women, most white women, they all have extensions. Now, I don't know if she got them or not, but most white women, they spend a bunch of money and they have extensions. So this ain't nothing new. All women got pieces in their head, almost all of them. They just be looking more natural.
His dad was cheating on his mom, and he was going to leave her to be with another woman. I saw that day that my ex-boyfriend's mom, she was crying, begging, she was on her knees, begging him to stay with her. And he left anyway. And I remember at that point in time, I told myself as a young girl, I said, Poppy, don't ever let yourself be like that. So as soon as I learned what happened, I knew, I told myself, this marriage is over. But then I had to deal with the aftermaths of all this, of the decision that I made to end the marriage. And it was rough. When you live with someone for so long, we've now been married for 8 years, so almost a decade. I feel like when you're with someone for that long, you kind of almost lose yourself, because you are in a companionship of two people together, both of you compromising, both of you adjusting, both of you starting doing something that you never did, but you're doing it because the other person does it. So I felt like I've lost a lot of myself in the marriage. And I actually have my notes right here. I thought about the times where, if I were to script a video or something, I kind of almost had to ask him for his approval, if he would be okay for me to share certain things, how I'm planning to move forward with the situation that I'm in, with all the feelings involved. I don't really want to go into detail, because I don't want to do like this blame game of whose fault it is, especially doing that online. Just say that, you know, something happened. And I don't think I can, when I learned about what has happened, I don't think I can explain this feeling because it's a feeling that I've never really had before. The best way I could describe was that I was enraged. I was livid. It took me back to the time that I was.
So basically, it's insinuating that he had another chick. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that because then she goes on to tell the story about how a previous relationship, the woman wanted the man to leave and he still left anyway or whatever. So I'm assuming, I don't know for sure because she's leaving a lot of this open ended, but I'm assuming it's because he had another chick. Now that also leads me to another point is that just because you got one bad one, don't necessarily mean that you're not gonna like two. I always say it's best to just be upfront. I tell guys that all the time. It's best to just be upfront. It's just best to be upfront. Hey, listen. I love you. I think that you're gorgeous. I think that you're beautiful. You're a beautiful soul, and I want you on my team. And I am faithful to you. And I don't necessarily plan on being around nobody else. It's just different for me. I just got this. I be having boxelitis. You know what I'm saying? It's a wandering eye. So if I like somebody that's beautiful, I don't want you to look crazy because I don't want you to think one way or think the other way. I just, that's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? So, and I understand if you decide that this is not what you want to do. But like, and I'm not saying that that's not applicable to me. I'm giving you a scenario of what a guy should say to a woman. And it doesn't even mean that he'll cheat. The fact of the matter is, y'all are gorgeous. Y'all are some of the most pretty women in the world. Honestly, American women, I just like them. They just dope. And so just because you know what I'm saying, mate, look at a woman and be like, yeah, she dope. That don't necessarily mean you got to do nothing. You still got to have deep discipline. However, I don't know. She said she was enraged. She was enraged.
With my first boy, begging him to stay with himself, be like that. So as soon as I mats off to end the marriage, and it was rough, when almost a decade. So I felt like I've lost a lot of myself in the marriage. If I were to script a video or if he would be okay for me to share certain things, it just feels so weird that I didn't have to do that anymore. It's just not.
Get it, Megan?
I don't know if I'm explaining
Megan,
this
get it?
right. It's a weird feeling where you slowly sort of
I love
finding
y'all too.
yourself again or slowly rediscover yourself again. And I think this is kind of the
Let's be
journey.
very, very clear. I don't cheat. I've never cheated. I've never got myself into a situation that I wasn't supposed to be in. So I never had to get out of it. So this isn't applicable to me. I'm speaking in general about the sentiment of what most guys feel like, but most guys is just repressed and they don't feel like they can say anything because they scared of what the reaction is going to be. So let's be clear. This ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. And yeah,
that I am on right now, which I will talk about later. But I want to talk about the feeling of failure. I think is unavoidable when you're going through something like this. To feel like you failed life in some ways. We
I
have
thought she
like
was gonna talk about her business, yo.
a beautiful house, 3-bedroom house in London. You know, I thought life was great.
Well, she got a little bit of a flat back, but that's okay. That's okay. Flatbacks need love too. I'm with it. I'm with it. I think that everybody is shaped differently and everybody is cool. It's nothing wrong with a flatback. I think that flatback is serviceable. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather have a flatback than a big back. You know what I'm saying? Rather have a big back than no back. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think that flatbacks are okay.
We were doing great. Like I
You know
thought
that a lot of she got a little curve to it. She got a little curve. It's the genes. Honestly, it's the genes. A lot of times what happens is for these type of women, what y'all don't know is a lot of times they're way more papow. When they take their clothes off, you be like, oh, wait a minute. What was you having? She got she got Obama jeans on. So Obama jeans tend to be a lot more deceiving than pajama jeans. Pajama jeans are jeans that look like they're pajamas that look like jeans, and so they're more form fitting. Obama jeans hide you a little bit more. So, but if you could see, she got a crease back there, and so she not bad at all. She's not even a flat back. It's just the jeans. It's just the jeans, bro. Y'all overreacting. It's just the jeans.
I was doing all the right things in life. You know, we had a 3-bedroom house. You know, even though when we moved to the US, we were looking into renting a 3-bedroom
All
house
right,
with a
Aaron.
big
I'll hear you.
garden in Florida as well, which we were just about to move into. But now I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment
All right.
on my own. It's really
I like that, Tiana.
it's really difficult to not feel like I have failed marriage, relationship, or life in some ways. Because, you know, sometimes we can be so harsh on ourselves. We are our own worst critic. Not being judgmental to what grace to other people. When other people sort of, if you're going through something similar, that's something that I love. And it's okay, you know, you have a daily thing like cooking together or like, you know, or try to think that actually I've been away from YouTube for a while
All right,
because
so she
obviously
took a break from YouTube because she had crashed. Shout out the fact that her relationship had ended. Shout out to her. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to her if y'all want to tap into her content. But she feels like a failure, especially considering the fact that she had put her lifestyle and her life on the internet. So she took a break from YouTube before she realized that she wanted to basically tell her story before somebody already assumed and told her story for her. I get it.